behind me, I'm sitting around. The train is getting way too loud. I gotta leave here, my girl. Get on with my love. Just leave the ring on the rail for the wheels to go far. Until this turn in my head, I let you stay and you paid no rent. I spent 12 months on the lake. That's enough sitting on the fence for the fear of breaking dams. I find a fatal flaw in the logic of love and go out of my head. You love a sinking stone that'll never elope, so get used to the lonesome. You must atone some, so leave me no phone number there. It took me all of a year to put the poison pill to your ear. Now I stand on honest ground, on honest ground. You wanna fight for this love, but honey cannot wrestle a dove. So baby, it's clear. You wanna jump and dance, but you sat on your hands and lost your only chance. Go back to your hometown, get your feet on the ground, and stop floating around. I find a fatal flaw in the logic of love and go out of my head. You love a sinking stone that'll never elope, so get used to the lonesome. Girl, you must atone some. Don't leave me no phone number there.
I wanted to show you guys this absolutely delicious recipe that I tried for the first time by the Seasonal Homestead. I'll have a link below. This recipe was so good. I am not a huge fan of chicken, okay? Which I'll talk a little bit more about later, but this was just so good. But okay, anyways, to start this white chicken chili recipe, you're gonna wanna preheat the oven to 425, and as you're waiting for that, mix the dry rub spices together. The dry rub contains 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon oregano, 1 teaspoon coriander, which I did not have at the time, and 1 tablespoon of salt. You'll see there's going to be a couple moments of this recipe where I kind of just had to make it my own due to what I had and what I did not have on hand. And you're going to mix this up. The recipe calls for 1 whole chicken, which I certainly recommend doing. I only had chicken breasts on hand, so I used 2 really thick breasts, and this was more than enough meat for us. Cover it with that dry rub in a Dutch oven. This is the Dutch oven that I use to make bread. I really want to get more of these and a nice deeper one that I could actually use for more stuff. I'm gonna cover it liberally with the rub and then actually fill a couple cups of water at the bottom. I think the recipe calls for 2 to 3 cups, and this is going to help it cook, and then you're going to use those juices as well in the recipe. Then while that is cooking for 1 hour and 15 minutes, which I found to be a perfect time for my oven, I cut up the onions. The recipe calls for 2, and remember, this is a very, very large recipe meant for a family, but I still ended up using the same amount of onion because I love onions so much, and I also love garlic, and it asks for 4 large cloves or 8 small cloves, finely minced. I freaking love garlic and onion. Whatever recipe calls for both of them, I probably include a ton more. And then cilantro, which is one of my most favorite things on this planet. I love cilantro. It calls for 4 tablespoons. I didn't even measure, to be honest. And then jalapenos. And after the chicken is done cooking, I let it rest for a little bit to cool down, and then Lily helped me shred it up all nice. And this was so good, you guys. Remember, I hate chicken, but this, just the taste was good, the texture, it was cooked to perfection. I loved it. I'm gonna do a little bit of oil, cook the onions for a couple minutes, add the garlic, jalapeno, and then the chicken. You're also going to want to add a bunch of chicken broth. Keep it on medium heat, and then it suggests to take 2 cups of white beans and blend it up to make a puree. I don't have a blender, so I skipped that step, but I ended up doing heavy cream later on. Eventually, I add the beans, the corn, a couple more spices, heavy cream after it cooks for a little bit. I ended up adding more broth, all the cilantro, mix that all in. And then the finishing touch is lime juice. 2 tablespoons lime juice, I believe, and I did the same amount. And mix it all up, and there you have it. It is so good. I highly recommend that you try this. I loved it so much. The recipe is below, and let me know if you try it. Here comes the boy. Like, hi, Mom, and his whole herd of friends. Hello. Hi, buddy. You're so handsome. You brought everybody, huh? Oh. I think it's probably warm enough to give his little tushy a rinse. That's what I'm thinking. Come on, bud. Iroh's looking very good this winter. He just got his feet done, so they look really nice too. His body condition has remained constant or consistent. As you can see, he's kept on a really good weight. We really love to rinse off his back legs. I'm hoping that his new supplement helped his fecal water loss syndrome. We will see. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but we'll get that rinsed off. And I was gonna go on a trail ride with him, but I don't know. I don't want to risk it if it's too slick, so we're actually just gonna stay in this outdoor area, so I will be able to film most of our ride today. Hopefully it will have some kind of structure. You know, I've been kind of just messing around riding bareback, which there's nothing wrong with that, but for his arthritis, it is good for him to be in a consistent sort of exercising regimen, not just fooling around, you know, but we'll do some stretches. There is an obstacle up there that he can climb up onto, which he knows how, so we'll do that. But yeah, it should be a nice day. It's super warm out, almost 50 degrees, and it is February here in upstate New York, so that is really nice. I have no idea whose cat this is. Meow. Aww. So sweet. It's a sweet kitty, that's all I know. Very sweet kitty. Hi, kitty. Aww. So when I bathe Iroh, I just kind of have him loose because he doesn't move and he prefers to graze, and it's just less of a hassle to move the lead rope around, and the cross ties here are kind of a bit of a mess, so. Iroh's the type of horse where you can just let loose on your front lawn and he would go absolutely nowhere. Like, the main road is right there, but he would literally just stay eating grass the entire time. And I love having a horse like that so much. Part of his forelock is pushed back from his halter. Yeah. Iroh looks so cute with his mane on one side. Normally it's on both sides pretty evenly, but he looks so adorable this way. But it won't stay that way, will it, bud? So give me more treats. I'm gonna come closer and closer to you and hope that you will give me a treat. He looks so good this way. You can see his big chunky neck. Oh, he says, let's go, let's go. This new pad looks so adorable on him. It looks so nice. The strip luggers are kind of wonky right now. Hopefully they'll settle in a little bit as I use them. But we're not using his bitless bridle for the time being because he just doesn't really like it. He shakes his head a lot when I go to put it on, so that is a sign to me that he does not find it totally comfortable. So he really does enjoy being ridden in this halter and some rope reins, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm giving you guys 2 voiceovers this episode. I wanted to come on here and talk through my ride with Iroh because I guess I just wanted to talk a little bit about arthritic horses and exercise and a lot of the misconceptions that surround that, because arthritis affects every horse very differently. There are varying degrees of it. Some horses don't feel comfortable walking with a rider on their backs. Some horses can actually jump a little bit with arthritis. Some can run. Some live fairly normal lives. Some need maintenance. Some don't. It is just so different for every horse. And the reason why I don't really post a ton of like my exercise rides with Iroh is because I just know that there's always going to be someone being like, hey, you know, your horse is lame. When for people with arthritic horses, I think we all kind of understand here that arthritic horses are not like normal. They don't move like normal horses. At least most of them don't. I mean, you can get a lot of them kind of serviceably sound, mostly sound with maintenance, whether that be like pharmaceutical drugs, injections. Other people do minimally invasive treatments, such as myself. He is on a couple different supplements to help. But exercise is one of the best things you can do for a lot of horses with arthritis. This is because it promotes fluidity, it helps strengthen the muscles and stabilize joints. It also benefits the body and mind just in general, overall, just like it does with me and you and your dog and your cat. But again, all horses are so different, and what they tolerate may be different from the next horse. And there are also many ways to exercise your arthritic horse on the ground. You don't have to ride them. I only ride Iroh once in a blue moon. A lot of what we do together is groundwork. I mean, I'll do a lot of tackless and bareback riding, but I rarely do like structured rides like the one that I did today. And that's just because I kind of do a structured one here and there. Lily likes to ride him, so I like to make sure that he's remaining kind and gentle under saddle. He's not in pain anywhere. He's not uncomfortable. We do like to go trail riding though, and he's actually really good on the trails. Like, this horse has really good endurance. He can just walk and walk and walk for miles without an issue. It's the trotting, going up hills, down hills, any sort of like significant hill work. He can't do jumping or anything like that. But he can do a little bit of pole work. He can do circles, a little bit of lunging, but not too much. So as long as we do like just straight shot trail rides, he is totally fine and happy and dandy. I mean, for me personally, it's okay for me right now. It has been helping me build my confidence from my previous thoroughbred that I had, who was the absolute opposite of Iroh, and kind of put a dent in my confidence. So he has helped me a lot form a new relationship with a horse and feel confident under saddle again and just happy about riding, looking forward to coming to the barn and riding. So he's been absolutely great for that. Eventually I will be getting another horse just because I would like to do more activities with them without having to worry about his comfort level, and just let Iroh live out his days in peace and happiness because he deserves it. I'm not really sure what he went through before coming to me, but he's had a long life, and I would like him to just do all of the things that he would prefer to do, which is eating grass all day, getting treats, and being with his friends. That to him is the best thing ever. So that is our goal. Eventually we'll get some property and he'll be out there with his buddies, and we won't ask too much of him. He will always be a great kids mount, just walking around and doing tricks and having fun, but I don't ask too much of him in general. So that's why I would like another horse eventually in the future. And here he goes over the obstacle. He is very good at this. I think he does have some formal training to do obstacles. That is what the rescue did a lot with their horses. They do a lot with their horses. So he's pretty good at that. It's a nice stretch for him. And that pretty much concludes our ride. Thank you for joining along with me. Look at the beautiful flowers that Brian got me for our anniversary. So pretty, and it smells so good. I just made white bread for the first time ever, And wow, this is the best bread I think I've ever had in my entire life. It is so good. It has like a slight sweetness to it. It's just the perfect white bread. Holy crap. I tried to score the top with like an X mark pattern and I put herbs on it, but the herbs kind of fly right off of it, so there's probably a better way for me to make the crust herb crusted bread. But oh, it is so freaking delicious. Just got this new desk for Brian. Huge upgrade, and it was completely free. So he has officially upgraded from a folding table to an actual heavy-duty, nice wooden desk. And I need to do something about all the cords to make the cords look nice, maybe some zip ties or something, but this right here used to be his desk. I don't know what the heck he's got on it, but that was his desk for the longest time. Good morning, guys. I wanted to show you what I've been working on. I have been redecorating a little bit. If you remember, it looks so dark in here, it's actually not, but the leather couch used to be in that corner, and then our table and chairs used to be over here, so I kind of flip-flopped them, and we like it a lot better this way. So we did that. We left Gen's stuff hanging up still there. We changed the art around. Now the leather couch is here. We did have this camera down here, but Appa was messing with it last night. We have our little shelving, and in here it's still kind of a bit messy, but changed up the art in here. I wanted it to be a gallery wall in here, but I don't know, clutter's kind of starting to get to me. I changed up this shelf. I have our nice vintage birdhouse lamp, which still has the sticker on it that I'm really struggling to get off. I changed the lamp head on that. Candle that we don't use, fake plant that they can't really mess with, their little cube. Brian's brand new desk, which I need to get zip ties for cable management because it's just really messy. On the clock, I put a fake plant, the ferret frame that Amanda got me for Christmas, I believe it was Christmas, and it's got a cute picture of Appa in it. Fake candle that keeps not working. And I actually utilized, there's a shelf on top of this door where the door frame is, and I've already tested it. If you slam the door, nothing falls off. It's pretty sturdy. So I have this really light, so even if that fell, it wouldn't do much damage. Fake candle. My desk here, which I did clean off yesterday. I honestly don't know what to do about the ferret furniture. So like this, the ferret cubes, to be quite honest with you, they do not use them, like at all. But I feel bad not having any sort of furniture for them to play with. And tubes, we have a bed there, which they do use. And their toy box, which I would love to switch so it's not a black milk crate. I don't really like the look of the milk crate. I don't remember why I bought these. I think I bought them for our freezer, our deep freezer, and it didn't even end up fitting in there, so we ended up just using them for storage. But I would really like a better looking toy box for them, to be quite honest. It is very snowy. And what are you doing, Patu? Where are you going? What do you want? You want to play? The ferrets love to sleep under there. You can kind of see the end of either Appa or Momo's tail. They love to sleep under there so much. The sun actually came out now, so the lighting is better in here, but I'll show you again. That's where the table, leather couch is. Patu wants to go outside. I moved this. This used to be on our coffee table, but it's actually in the way. Like if you were to lay down and try to watch something, you'd have to move it out of the way. I have this really pretty vase from my parents. It is an antique. Fake flowers in it. Very cute. Or fake plants, I should say. I have this, which is crooked. These are the pine cones that Gen keeps chewing on. I like it for decoration, but I have to find different arrangements for those pine cones. I have the ferret collars hanging up, very cute. A little skunk beanie baby, vintage beanie baby. Listening to Skyrim ambiance as per usual. I moved that little thing to back there. That thing back there. I don't know if those will stay there. Oh, I figured out accommodations for my kalimba collection. This is my collection. This one's my favorite. This is my new one, my acrylic kalimba. And then this is our first one Brian's mom got us. What else did I do? I organized the utensil drawer the first time in a long time. I love this little no slip, whatever you call this little mat. It's so cute.
And we are looking at how are we going to make a home out of a place that's kind of been my home for a couple of years. Here. I'm nervous that she's going to feel like it's not her. You know, letting the feelings away, so it's like the most important thing. This is my spot. This is the master. Closet.
I think that's what the guest room is good.
He's getting tired.
Is that the only thing?
A lot of stuff. I have my video game.
What are we gonna do? So where do we store like a closet?
I kind of like mine just out.